Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel and to my shabby craft studio. Today I am going to show how I made these little faux picture slides. I used paper, glue, and photos that I printed out on tracing paper, like this. Now there are different weights of tracing paper, and I used light tracing paper, and I would advise using the heavier tracing paper, of which I do not have an example to show you. Sorry. But I did find 2 weights of tracing paper at Hobby Lobby in the art section. The lighter tracing paper curls, as you can see, and when I wet it with glue, it curls. When I cut it out, it curls. These are my own photographs. I edited them in Photoshop Elements. If you don't have that, depending on your computer, if it's Windows-based or Mac-based, and what programs you are used to using, you can get some collage apps. You can get, if you're on a mobile device, you can get just different printing programs to print your photographs out on. I am just learning Photoshop Elements, so it's not perfected yet, of course. But anyway, I want to show you real quick how I do these. These could also be used if you cut this out of a mini envelope, like in the video that I showed yesterday. You could do this same effect with those. These I may put an eyelet in and put a little bulb pin in it and hang them from tags. I'm sure that you could figure out many other uses for these. I just sort of had so much fun making them that I haven't figured out how I'm going to use them yet. I just had fun making them. So there's some patterned paper. And here's one that I made in a video fail. So I'm trying this again. All right. I sort of rushed through the last one, and I'm going to try not to rush through again. So I have my photographs. These are about, let's see, they're about almost 1.5 by about 2. That's a good size to try with. I have a paper pad. You can use any paper. You could use cardstock. You can use small paper pads. Use them up this way. Just make sure that it doesn't clash with your photographs. So I'm going to choose probably the same paper that I chose before, but I'm running out of those sheets. I want to do a flower one this time instead of a bird. So let's see, I could do that. This is my absolute favorite. That's what I used before, but I only have a couple of those sheets left. So let's see. I don't know. I may try this one and see how it turns out. Okay. So I also have these dies, which I got in Michael's. I believe these are a Sizzix Thinlit die, and the other 2 are right here, and they fit in there. They're nesting dies, so one fits inside the other, and you can make them any size you need. Well, you can't make these any size you need. You can put 2 together to get the effect that you want. So I know that even though these photos are rectangular and my dies are square, which I hope to find a rectangular set similar to this, even if it had a straight edge, I'd be okay with that. And so I have my paper from my paper pad, I have my dies, and I have a cuddle bug. So I have a tendency to lose the pieces after I cut them. Let me grab my cuddle bug. Oh, my shoulders are both really not good, and so I tend to moan a lot when I pick something up. Alrighty. So I hope this is in frame. I have my, on the Cuttlebug, I have my A plate. I have my magnetic plate because these are Thinlits dies. I have my B plate, which I'm putting down on my magnetic plate. Then I'm going to place my paper above this line, and I'm going to place my die right side down. And I tend to put it as close to the edge as I can get it, but still get the scalloped edge in there. I still want it to cut out the scalloped edge. And I gently, sometimes the washi sticks, sometimes doesn't. And then I put the other plate on top. And I put the other plate on top. Okay, I'm going to stand up, push this through, try not to send my tea flying again. Yesterday I spilled it during a video. There we go. And I need 2 of these. I'm going to make the front and back of this the same. So you have a little pretty little square of paper now to use in something else. And you have your frame. I'm putting the frame up there. So when I can't find it in a few minutes, you guys yell at me and tell me where it is. So I'm going to put this back through again. Tim Holtz says you shouldn't put a die through the die cutting machine straight on. You should tilt it a little bit at an angle. So I've been trying to remember to do that. I didn't on the first one. Was I successful? I was, yay! Okay, so I'm going to put the Cuttlebug down. Sorry for the moaning. And the moaning of my chair. My chair's, I still haven't figured out how to oil it. I don't know if I ever will because, you know, that's something I need to do but don't want to do. So I have my 2 frames and I need to cut out one of my photographs. I don't cut it right to the edge until I have fit it inside the frame to see if I have enough. Oh, and look. It's not going to fit. So, failure. I do have these other photos. These are ones of birds, and these came out more square. And what I need to do is take my flower photos and make them more square, or find rectangular dies. And that's my next project, is to find a rectangular die. Oh, that's pretty. That'll work. Okay, so I take a very tiny bit of this, and I'm just going to tack in a few places because I don't want the glue leaking through the inner edge where you might not be able to, where you might see it. So I'm going to put that on, making sure none of my photo edges stick outside of, which this one does, of course. You don't want the photo edges sticking outside of the frame. So I'm going to try that again and try not to get any glue noticeable. Okay, so there it is. And then I'm going to take this one, and there's no right side up, right upside down to this pattern on the frame, thank goodness. And this one I'm going to do closer to the outside edge, so that the outside edges of this are tight together. And just the tiniest bit of glue, because this glue is like instantaneous when it sticks. And I'm try like the dickens It's really hard. I have to concentrate, so I'm going to stop yapping. And try and line up. That's the problem with these scalloped edges. You have to ever so hard to line up. Oh my goodness. And this glue dries so fast. It doesn't give you a lot of time. The Fabri-Tac would give you more time to play. You know, I made those other ones without having to rip it off 15 times. I'm probably going to have to re-glue this now. Oh my gosh. Because the inside of the paper is white. You don't really want that showing on the edges. All right. Well, you can always ink the edges too. But there it is. It's important to get the inside edges lined up as best you can too, because they do show through. But there it is. So I would probably maybe use Fabri-Tac next time. I've used the Fabri-Tac. It's just so gloppy. But I did thin it out yesterday after I did my video. So I could use a little... I've been using this antique linen. Thank you to the subby who suggested it. It works great. It's dark enough to darken the edges, but it's not grungy looking, and it blends in with a lot of things. So this white edge will just sort of blend in with the green paper now, because I use this, and I happen to have an ink refill because I hadn't used it a whole lot, and I've had it about probably 9 or 10 months, and it was pretty dried out, but I did happen to order the refill on, I think, scrapbook.com. Carries the ink, you know, the drops, the liquid ink to refill your ink pads. And they're not expensive either. So there you go. That's how I did these, and I really like them. Like I said, I'll do more, but now I don't know where I put the ones that I just had. Oh, that I made earlier. I love this one because I love the paper. And I think some of these I may put actually a tiny little eyelet in here and hang them from a tag in a garden journal or a floral journal. Most of my journals have a floral theme to them. I love this one because I love that little red cardinal. He is so handsome. And then here's the hummingbird in the green frame. And I can't decide if I like the white frames and then ink them. I haven't inked these. But this is cardstock and it came out nice. The cardstock is very firm. So that's all I did. So instead of your photos sitting around inside your computer, print them out, resize them, print them out, and have some fun with them. I hope this inspires you guys. I like inspiring people. And I have to thank all of those that I watch, like Tracy and Rachel and Wendy and Gina, and all the people that I watch that come up with wonderful ideas and then inspire me to kind of find ideas of my own. So thanks again for watching. Thank you for subbing. Thank you for commenting. It really means a lot when you comment. And I try to answer the comments when you do, because it's so much fun for me. I'm closing in on 200 subbies, and that means an awful lot because I haven't promoted myself a whole lot on the Facebook pages. So it does mean a lot to me when I do post something and then you guys subscribe. It really does. And it means a whole lot to me when you comment. And even more if you give me a thumbs up. So thank you again. Take care. Happy crafting. And I'll be back soon. Hugs to everybody. Bye.